Welcome back to Autism Live. On this first week of our live shows back in 2020, we've got just a couple of minutes here left at the end of the show, and I wanted to take the opportunity to do something very publicly that I've wanted to do for a while. And this came about in a very interesting way. On Christmas Eve, as I was gathered with friends and family, something came up and I told a story about one of my heroes. And everybody said to me, "Oh my gosh, you need to tell her. You need to tell her this story." And I was like, well, I guess sometime if I have the opportunity, I'll find. And they were like, "No, you need to tell her this story because it would mean a lot to her." And then we were watching the Golden Globes. And of course, the hero that I'm referring to is Ellen Degeneres, who has been a part of our story. I've respected and admired her for decades. And, I was a stand-up comedian, and she was somebody that I looked up to. And as another female stand-up comedian, I just thought that she was remarkable and loved both of her sitcoms. And then when she got her talk show, was just like thrilled and excited for her. And of course, my mother loved Ellen DeGeneres. Now, we saw on Sunday night that she got a very special, the Carol Burnett Comedy Award. So deserved, right? But one of the things that she said very emotionally when she stood up is that her favorite thing is knowing that her show has made a difference. So, and here we had just had this discussion about something that happened with her on Christmas Eve, and people were saying, "You need to tell her." So here it is. I'm gonna say this, and hopefully it will get to her. But my mother loved Ellen, and as did and do I. And my mother was coming to visit, and this is when we were in the deep throes of autism intervention with my son. And she was coming to help and to stick around, and she was going to be here for pretty much the month of December. And I wanted to make sure that I did something for her in the middle of all this that would be just like wonderful for her. And so months before, I put in a request to get tickets to a taping of Ellen. And I didn't tell my mother because I didn't know if we were going to get them. And then finally we got them. I got 4 tickets to go to an Ellen taping, and invited 2 friends to come with me. See, I'm already crying. With me and my mother. And as the date got closer, one of the friends said, "Oh my gosh, I think we're going to be there during the 12 days of giveaways, the 12 days of Christmas." And I was like, "Oh, I don't think so, because we just ordered regular tickets, whatever." And she said, no, I think that's, so we arrived that morning, and they were taping 2 shows, and all these people were coming out and talking about how they got Kate Spade bags. And my mother was so excited because she was going to meet Ellen, and she was going to win something that was free, which, come on, let's face it, that's one of the great things in life when you get something for free. It's just so exciting, right? And so she was so excited. I got to spend the whole day with my mother, because you pretty much had to wait in line, and I got to spend the whole day with her while therapists and my husband were taking care of our son. It was just time out of time. And it was a good day. You know those good days that you have. And then, of course, we went in. See, I'm so emotional. We went in and we saw the taping, and Ellen was amazing, like she always is. And we won this whole package for the TV. We won TiVos and VCRs and a stereo surround system. Everybody won one. So my mother won one, I won one, each one of my friends won one. It was very exciting. My mother, who was handicapped, was jumping up and down. I don't think I'd ever seen my mother jump up and down. She was so excited. It was so thrilling. And it was wonderful. Now, one of the things that my mother did, my mother was a knitter, and she because I told her with a month advance, we're going to go. I got us tickets to be on the Ellen, to watch, not be on, but to watch. And so my mother, who knitted these fabulous slippers that looked more like crazy potholders than anything else, she was going to knit, not for Ellen. She wanted to knit her wife a pair of slippers. And my mother was determined that she was going to do this. And so, but she did, and normally they were ugly potholders to begin with, but if she did them in a fun yarn, then they would be pretty. But because my mother was from Iowa, she determined that she was going to make them look like corn on the cob. So they were green they were the ugliest things I have ever seen in my life. But my mother gave them to one of the production assistants and was convinced that Portia was wearing these corn on the cob slippers, and I assure you that probably never happened. But she was warm in the knowledge that she had done this for Portia. Okay, wonderful. So years later, my mother was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and it was a very quick process, and way quicker than any of us could have imagined. Took the wind out of all of us. And she knew that she was about to die. She knew that it was her last day on earth. And I was with her, and each one of us, she had asked to stop everything because there was nothing that could be done. And each one of us got a period of time to sit with her and talk, the last conversation you're going to have with your mother, right? And I was holding her hand, and we were talking about this amazing life that she had led and all these amazing things that she did and the good days that we had. And on the last day of her life, with minutes before, and knowing that she was going to die, she said, Ellen, remember the day we went to Ellen? She said, that was the best day. So I just wanted to say to Ellen, thank you. Because it was a wonderful day, and it culminated with this wonderful thing that we continue to talk about even on my mother's deathbed. If you're not 100% sure, I want you to know you make a difference. So, Ellen, that's all the time that we have today. We are going to be back on Monday, and we've got an amazing show for you on Monday. We've got a special education attorney, Bonnie Yates, is going to be with us, and we're going to be answering some of those questions about your FAPE, free appropriate public education, and a great set of shows next week. We'll be back then. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.